Hello, this is Carla DeRosa, and welcome to Rocket TV for another episode of Real Awesome Wellness. I'm here with Rashid Nuri at Truly Living Well Urban Farms down here in Atlanta, Georgia on 75 Hilliard Street. And Rashid Nuri is the father of urban farming, especially in the South. And I graduated from your urban farming training program back in October of 2013. So thank you for being here.
Oh, it's my pleasure. So for you to tell me that you learn more about community through your work here, it's on multi-level, community of the other human beings, as well as the community that you find within the garden. That's rewarding to hear that. Okay?
Oh yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, it really changed my life. In fact, I'm from Detroit, so I thought food came out of cans and bags. I mean, that's just what I knew. It was all about industry. And so, but now my children have come to your farm camp twice. And
They're gonna come this year?
I hope so. I'm planning on it. And they tell me how to compost. They're like, Mom, don't throw our hair away. You could put that in compost. So, it's really made an impression on my whole family.
God is greater. I can remember times going to school. I heard a child tell me one time that chocolate milk comes from brown cows.
Wow.
When we began, I would have restaurateurs, chefs, produce managers come out and look at the garden and say, oh, that's how it grows? That's what it looks like?
Yeah.
These are the people, the purveyors of food to us who really had no idea where the food comes from.
No connection.
So we have, that's very, very gracious of you to call me the father of the urban agriculture. You can say that, I won't. But I know that we have had an impact. There are people who have been affected by our work that I've never met. And
Yes.
that is probably the more rewarding to go out and say, oh, you were truly one, that's the place. I haven't been there, but this is what happened as a result of someone else who has been.
Yes.
So we touched somebody, all the people that you have touched since you graduated from here are touched by Truly Living Well, just as a grandparent has a connection with their children, with the grandchildren.
And that's how I got here. I just kept hearing, you've got to go to Truly Living Well, you've got to go to Truly Living Well. And I've been in Atlanta for a number of years, and I had no idea that there was a farm in the city.
Now, this spot here is very, very special. We had a geomancer come out here one time who dowsed, and he tells me that there's a vortex of peace in this area. This is the old 4th Ward, Auburn Avenue. This at one point was the richest black economic corridor in the world. And how it got started is when white people had a riot down on Peachtree, burned out all the black businesses and sent them down here to Auburn Avenue. So you have all these churches where you got one of the historically black colleges was started over here at Bethel, Morrisburn. And Ebenezer Baptist Church, Old Ebenezer, New Ebenezer, the King Center, the National Park that's part of the King's Monument. All that, by the way, was built by Coretta King, not Martin. That church over there is, Ebenezer is the footprint that the King family had in this community. The man who really was significant was Reverend William Holmes Borders over at the Wheat Street Baptist Church. And this is the land, he built the first faith-based low-income project in America back in the late 50s, early 60s. So the site that we're on was a housing project.
Wow.
After a number of years became run down, they demolished it, left all the concrete pads. So we negotiated with them for a couple of years to build our farm here in the shadows of the downtown skyscrapers. It's amazing. It's very valuable land, but to be able to have this farm here that people can come to and see the variety of life that we have on our site. We've got all the vegetables that we raise on raised beds. All the vegetables out here are raised on concrete. We put the beds in there. So rather than taking out the concrete, we've gone up instead of going down. We've got fruit trees. We've got apples, several varieties of apples, figs, pears, plums, peaches, persimmons, pawpaw, pomegranates, muscadines, scuppernong, blackberries, raspberries, plums, mulberries.
What about those bananas?
We got bananas here. Yeah, we sure do. I'm going to forget something out here. We have the herbs, and we have gladiolas and lilies and tulips and roses, as well as all the different varieties of herbs that we can have out there to create a biodiverse ecology that works together in community to keep it healthy. You here, you work, how many times you see a spray out here for bugs and insects?
No.
Because they take care of themselves if you understand and try to emulate nature, which is what we do here.
Yeah, and it's so interesting. So, I teach a lot about food medicine. So we talk a lot about good bacteria and probiotics. And, some of the most expensive probiotics are soil-based probiotics, like $90 a bottle. And I'm like, wow, people are paying $90 a bottle for organisms that are in the soil. Just get in the soil, right?
Just get in the soil. You can eat a little dirt if you want to.
Yeah.
Country folks do. Particularly here in Georgia, you got that white clay, that kaolin, that the folk eat, the clay. Soil, all life, all wealth, all health comes from the soil. If you have a healthy soil, you're going to have healthy plants, healthy food, create healthy people. Everything. We live in a highly technological society. Most of us can't exist without our cell phones, but we forget everything in that cell phone, from the oil that comes from, and the plastic that comes from oil that came from trees that are decayed, right, to the strategic metals that are in there that come out of Africa. Everything in that, everything comes from the earth. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust. We're gonna go back. And none of us get out of this thing alive.
Right.
No one and nothing. But we want to create soil that has life in it. If you don't have any earthworms are the best indication of the quality of your soil. You see, we make sure we have earthworms.
Yeah, the vermiculture is amazing.
Yep.
And the composting, that's just incredible.
That's the key. If you had met me 6-8 years ago, my whole talk would have been about compost. Today I'm talking about community and the local food economy that we create. But compost is the basis of it. And when you all start in the class, the first place you're going to do is make compost.
Right.
We collect from the businesses in the neighborhood, the Sweet Auburn Market. People bring us their compost. This is where we begin.
Real Awesome Wellness is a great show. We interview experts that tell you the real deal about your body and health, but what you really need to know to get the most out of your body, to have longevity, to have great energy, and just to feel good all the time. That is our birthright. With the right food and simple food medicine techniques, exercise and awareness and consciousness, you can do it. You can have everything you want through your spiritual machine. Tune in for another episode of Real Awesome Wellness on Rocket TV.